So here we are, one day before the NBA draft, and lots of rumors are circulating around the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's been a lot of players named that we are linked to. I'll start with the Giannis stuff, being there's some updates on that. It looks like it's down to the Celtics and the Heat, and part of the reason why is Tim Connolly, the president of basketball operations for the Timberwolves, is reluctant to give up Jaden or Yohan Berenjay in any deal for Giannis. I must say that's pretty bold. I love Jaden McDaniels. I love Yohan Berenjay, but Giannis is generational. You likely never will have a chance to land a player of Giannis's caliber next to Anthony Edwards for the rest of his career. That is something to think about, man. Giannis is unbelievable. He's better than Anthony Edwards, in my opinion. He just has been on a bad team. But that being said, without the commitment from Giannis long term, I do understand it. Jaden McDaniels and Yohan Berenjay are part of the core long term, and they don't want to, jeopardize and take a big risk on a guy that might leave in a year. So I do understand it from that perspective, no matter how great Giannis is. Other stuff that has been coming out is our pursuit of Derrick White from the Celtics. Jack of all trades guy, lockdown defender, winner, champion, one of the best role players in the league. He stars in his role. And I really think if the Wolves could land Derrick White next to Jaden McDaniels, I feel like it could definitely help Jaden McDaniels' offensive game take another leap, being he won't have to have the pressure of locking down the opponent's best player every night, where Derrick White can take some of those assignments. Derrick White is also a very good offensive player. He's dipped off as a shooter last year, but in totality, he's shown to be a solid shooter throughout his career. So you'd like to think that he can bounce back. So I'm not too worried about that, especially since, Julius Randle shot around 30% from three this year, and we know he likes to chuck them up. So, yeah. If it's a swap of Rudy for Derrick White and just a framework built around that, I'm down with it. If it's Naz Reid, man, that would be a tough pill to swallow. Naz Reid is beloved here. I believe Naz Reid is ready to break out and show the world what he can do. I believe in a starting role, playing 30-plus minutes a night. He's going to average 20 points per game, 8 or 9 rebounds. I really believe in Naz Reid still, especially if he can be paired with a point guard, an actual point guard, to set him up. Man, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to. Derrick White is much older than Naz, and I understand that player for player. I think that it's a fair deal. I already know that when we trade Naz Reid, especially to an organization like the Celtics, he will look great in the Celtics jersey. Some other news is as far as Josh Giddey goes, it looks like the Bulls don't really want anything we're offering. I don't know what the offer is. I think Josh Giddey would be a nice fit. Next to Anthony Edwards, he could help, unlock guys. But it looks like there's not much traction on that other than some interest from the Wolves. I definitely take Trey Murphy for the right price. He could really be I would say a better fit number 2 option, if you want to call him that, over Julius Randle. I'm not saying necessarily that he's better than Julius Randle. I know a lot of Wolves fans will push back on that. But Julius definitely does some things better than Trey Murphy. But Trey Murphy, I think, is a better fit on this team. So, and he's younger. So I would like Trey Murphy on this team. I think he and Jaden McDaniels as a forward tandem could be pretty nice. But again, what is the asking price? Should be interesting these next 24 hours before the draft. There's been talks about us moving up in the draft. So who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen?